So last spring, I was in Bio 14, and I got involved in the Lewis Lab through Dr. Francie Chu. I emailed her asking what project she was working on. She mentioned something in class, and she introduced me to Dr. Lewis and Natasha and Kathleen, who was an undergrad working there at the time. And I started volunteering. So it was about 10 hours a week for all of spring, and then when the applications for the RU program came out, I sent one in, and it kind of went from there. And I wasn't really intensely involved in the project until the summer, when I was able to dedicate the full day every day, and that's when I really started being a part of the project.
Okay, so can you explain the process of REU a little bit to me?
From what application? Oh.
Application, and what is it in general?
Okay.
What's the...
So the REU program is funded by the National Science Foundation, and there's a number of universities and other programs throughout the country that get this funding, and they're able to have undergrads work in research labs and get funded and have these other experiences. So we had seminars every week, and we had a couple field trips, but for the most part we were able to work in a lab and have a lot of experience working with professors and other graduate students and other undergrads, and really collaborating on these projects to have a final project at the end of the summer.
And how do you feel that program benefited you?
It was really incredible. I can't imagine any other way that I would have gotten to work in a lab for the entire summer as much as I could, and really just be invested and have no other obligations, and at the same time learn about these other experiences. So to have seminars on other research areas and learn what other people were up to. We had a trip to the Harvard Forest to learn about some more field research. We had a canoeing trip, and really to follow the project through from the beginning, and we were developing the methodology down to the results and trying to analyze the data that we came up with.
Cool. Can you go through with me what a typical day was during the summer for you?
It really varied. In the beginning it was a lot of planning, so figuring out, okay, we need to get these butterflies to lay eggs so we can get these eggs reared on a certain timeline. So we'll do that, and then there was a week and a half that I just sewed the netting for the cage outside, and that's all I did for the entire week. But then later on, the entire day would be spent outside mating the butterflies and then doing dissections. And then by the end of the summer, the entire day would be spent analyzing our data and trying to figure out any patterns we could find from it, and just really working with everything that we had done. So it really built it on itself, but every day was different.
Okay, and how long were you working? When did you start immediately after finals ended and then continue through the end of the summer, or?
The program for NSF was 10 weeks long. I came a couple days early and stayed a couple days late, but that was just because I'd been working in the lab already. The program itself was 10 weeks, so it was a pretty concise period, but it was still enough time to really, go through the entire project.
And you stayed on campus that whole time?
Yep, they put us up in a dorm, which was nice to be able to live with other REU students. There was a lot of bio nerd talk. But yeah, so it was nice to be close to the biology building, and also have the resources of campus right nearby.